Everybody wants the information. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you just want to waste thousands. I'm about to help you out and show you the easy way to check if your rear axle seals are leaking. And bada bing, bada boom, like always, you should watch all the videos so you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you're going to be going, what's he talking about? Because you didn't see the other videos. So I want to confirm the O-ring is 8 by 1.5 is what it's called. I think it's the internal diameter. Whatever it is, inside, outside, mid-side, whatever, that is what's written on the bag, and that is the one that fitted. Now, what am I talking about? I'll give you the brief rundown. Then we'll go and show you how to change this O-ring. It's imperative to save your bearings that you do this. It's part of a new maintenance program, a bit like the thermostat being added to the BFE. This is the next thing we've found over recent times. As your vehicle gets around 250, 300, 350, 400,000 Ks, 10, 15, 20 years old, you're going to need to start looking into things a little bit more deeply if you want to keep it reliable. So I'm going to tell you firstly, rear ABS sensor on our 120 Prado. So I replaced the rear wheel bearings, let's just say a few years ago to keep it simple. There's videos on that, probably in the playlist called diffs. Or I think there's one called rear bearing assembly. I think there's, check the playlist. You work out which one it is. Someone can link the playlist in the comments perhaps, all right? Help everybody out. Help me out. Thank you. So the rear ABS, so we change the bearings. Whenever I've supplied a rear bearing kit for your vehicle, it's always with a genuine seal. I decided to trust what was meant to be a good quality seal from the bearing shop. Not naming any seals or bearing shops, doesn't matter. They all sell the same crap. More or less, you know, could be good stuff, could be crap, you never know, right? Apparently they're a good brand of seal and all this sort of talk. We've had a bit of a discussion about it, but I'll never be using it again. Long story short, I put it in my vehicle to test it out. It didn't take long to leak. So one side, the axle seal leaked, good R&D. The oil went through the bearing and washed the grease and it's oil lubricated. But then recently we changed the bearings. It'll work oil lubricated for a long time. It can just get really messy. So how do you know if that seal's leaking is the first question that I'm going to answer. But I also want to finish explaining. So one of these seals also leaked. You can see the one in the bag, it's very thin. It's actually worn down. Maybe the sensor's been in and out too many times. The one in the bag is the correct size. May look very similar to a O-ring kit I purchased. I thought surely out of this 3,000 piece kit, and there's so many in there and there's none. That was the closest one. It must be a little bit thicker. Maybe it's 1.75 or something. It fits, but you've really got to push it in and it's really tight, which is okay, but I was never really sure if it bent part of it back, and that's the last thing I wanted to happen. With the 1.5, it's a nice, really tight, snug fit. I put the copperies, the grease, because that helps keep all the moisture and seal it up as well. That will be sealed forever for the life of the vehicle now with that. But I'll probably change them every 10 years or something like that. So maybe what I'm recommending to you in this video is that you go and grab some 8 by 1.5 quality O-rings and change your 4 ABS sensors. But I haven't confirmed all 4 are the same yet. This is on the rear of the 120 Prado. I believe it'll be the same on the 150. If somebody wants to get some, put it in the comments and confirm. See if you can beat me to it. I'm not in a hurry, by the way. And these ones from the O-ring kit, no good. And I believe the front will be the same size, so we'll eventually get to changing those. Now what I'm gonna do is go to the vehicle and show you how easy it is to confirm your wheel bearings are leaking. We recently did a vehicle inspection. So if you have a look at our vehicle purchase inspection playlist, that's for you to check out cars when you're servicing or before you're purchasing to get to know them, what things normally look like and what to look for. Recently, in the last few days, so the video might not even be out yet, could be coming soon, but there'll be others in the playlist. You'll be able to just go and have a look and you'll see a sweat. I'll show you in a minute. I haven't got the car here though. I'll show you where inside of the rear bearing. I'll give you a bit of a look-see and help you understand. If you see that little sweat there, then this is the next check to do. But while you're checking, you might want to change the O-rings, or if you find your bearings are leaking or these O-rings are leaked, you need to replace both of them, the seals, the bearings, and these O-rings. It's all part of the package now, right? So I will supply these O-rings if you ask me and if you remind me. If you purchase rear wheel bearing assemblies from me with a genuine seal, say, hey Ant, do you mind throwing in 2 of these O-rings or 4 of these O-rings? I'm planning to keep them in stock. I could forget to put them in. That's why I'm asking you to remind me and say, hey, and there's no guarantee I'll put them in, but I probably will. I'm just covering myself, and then I can say, well, remember I said I might forget. I might forget, so just remind me and ask for them. They're like probably 50 cents each. Who cares? It's not about the money. It's just about reminding me. Thank you very much. Let's go to the vehicle and demonstrate a bit further. Okay, so I'm going to use the hoist. I'm going to be lazy. You'll be using a trolley jack or something like that, or a hoist. I'm just going to slip it under to the lower trailing arm mounting bracket at the front there and lift the vehicle off the ground just to get the wheel off the ground, just enough to get the wheel off. Then we're going to use that as a safety stand under the hoist while I show you what to do. Remember, safety first if you're going to do this. So you put your jack under there, put your jack under the diff, whatever you want to do, put your safety stand there. When you take your wheel off, you can put it under there as well, because if it falls off the stands on you and you get killed, not good. So don't do it if you're not safe. Follow all safety precautions, and if you're not confident, don't do it anyway. Just take it to one of the workshop partners, someone that does. We're going to get this wheel off. We're going to get in there and check a couple of things, show you how to check a couple of things, and show you how to change these O-rings. So this is my lazy hoist way of doing things, just till it's off the ground. Beautiful. Let me give you a bit more information as well about this problem, because you got two problems, right? See what I mean? Safety. That hoist arm can't go down. It can go down 2 inches, right? I'm not going to get crushed under that rotor. I'm not going to be under it anyway, but so we've just put new bearings in this one. So I'm going to be a bit inside out, back to front. But if you're inspecting your vehicle, you'll be underneath, looking underneath the back here. And if you see oil, see where my copper ease is? See that copper ease, the grease there? That's my lubrication to help keep everything out. But inside of that, the next join, right, to the backing plate, if you see a sweat of oil there, then there's a chance your axle seals have started to leak a little bit. Could be one side, could be both. So you'll be not sure. You look around in here, is there any oil, whatever. You might just go, oh, I'll change your seals. It's a lot of work. Maybe it's not leaking. So to check if it's leaking, you're going to do the same procedure as what we're going to do to change this O-ring on this ABS sensor. So we're carefully going to get a little pick and put it under that little tab there and just gently lift it up while we slide this plug back. So I'll do that first. I'll need my hands free, so I'll go ahead and do it and I'll come back to you. Look, I'll try and do it, right? So I'm just going to get the pick and hold the camera and not break anything while I'm trying to do things one-handed. Simple as that, because it's been off recently. Yours will be a little bit more stuck. See all the dirt and everything in there? That's what makes plugs stick. Then we're going to grab our 10 mil. One-handed while holding the camera. Come on, hit the like button, people. Come on, look at this bloody free information. I could just not tell you this and say there's an imperative check. You need to come and book it in at the Prado Hospital. I'll fix it up for you. Don't you worry about that. But I can't tell you anything. But I'm doing the opposite, which multiplies my apprentices, which is great. Sometimes the nut comes off like that. Didn't the other day. And sometimes the whole stud comes out. So what I've done, I've put a lot of copper ease on there. You can see. See, there's already dirt starting to stick on the outside where everything gets thrown at the front. Right, so I'm going to clean that up and I'll redo it. But you can see it's not all over the sensor. See, this end of things, clean. It's just around the O-ring and the flat area. Because even if that O-ring failed, because this is the old original one that wasn't leaking, the other little thin worn out one was leaking. Right. So I thought, well, I'm going to gulp it up in case I get busy and it takes me 2 years to do this. But lucky you. So if you see oil leaking out, sort of let me use this as a pointer now. Right. So what I'm talking about is you can see where my copper is there. See this gap down here? That's where the oil is going to start oozing out, but it's going to be at the back around this side, around here, right? Around there. So that's where to keep an eye out for. And if you've got that oil out there and you want to check if your bearing, the seal is leaking, then doing this little job, changing that sensor, is going to tick the box on both. Because once you get it out, you can shine your light in there. And in this case, you can see a shiny new bearing. See in the hole? Shine your little light in there. You can get a camera if you want. Notice the grease isn't down in the hole. It's just on the flat area outside. That, I don't think I'm going to touch that. I'm happy with how it is. Or I might wipe it off and redo it. It's just the copper ease. So I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to take off the O-ring. I'm going to put the new O-ring, re-copper ease, put it back together exactly how it was. We know on this one that it's got new bearings because we did it last week. But last time we did it, I didn't do anything about the O-rings. And the last time I put it together, I obviously didn't put grease on it, because what had happened on one side of the vehicle, the bearing got washed out by the diff oil because of the seal failing, you know, the seal that goes in the end of the diff housing. Check our playlist, the handbrake one, the diff one. There's a few playlists relevant to this. Watch all those videos, get educated, understand what's going on. I can't fit it all in one. Decades of experience, can't fit it in one. Sorry. I don't think anybody does, mate. I don't watch much YouTube, but when I see someone's video, you just get a snippet, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. If you want to fit it all in one and try, it's going to be 2-3 hours long. You want 2 or 3 hours? And that's just nothing on decades. It's still nothing. So just be patient, all right? So one bearing, got the oil washed through it, and the other one was all rusty. We had the axles out replacing the rear diff because, you know, remember I let the diff guy rebuild the diff? Yeah, and you know how that ended, don't you? It ended in me buying a brand new genuine diff. So this car's beautiful now. It's got new lots of stuff, right? But it's got a new diff. It's got new axle bearings. It's good as new, mate. It is sick. Ready for a big trip. Sick for a big trip and then a retirement. It needs the biggest trip of Australia before it retires. Maybe the biggest, longest outback trek in the world. Wait and see where we're going to take the 120 before its retirement. Bada bingsky, right? So to avoid the water getting in, rusting your bearing, you need to change this O-ring. To avoid the grease, the genuine seals can leak eventually, but not normally at early age or low kilometres like this non-genuine one did. The genuine ones are normally good for about 250, 300, 350, 400. The rear bearings, maybe change them at 350, 400, somewhere there. Just have a listen, check for play. They're really good. They're really good, solid bearing. And even once they start to go, they last ages. I haven't seen one fail quickly. The front ones fail quickly. That's why we recommend every 200,000 Ks. Get rid of them. We've got the assemblies on the shelf. That's a separate story, separate video. Check that playlist. I just want you to understand clearly. Pull that out to check if your seal's leaking, if you've seen. You can even just check anyway. So if you're going to pull them out and change these O-rings, what we're talking about, have a look in there. If you see a bit of greasy, oily looking stuff, your seal's just started to leak. It might be worth pulling it all apart. Pull your axles out, your handbrake shoes, everything's got to come off. It's got to come right out. Disconnect your brakes, your handbrake. It's all got to come right out to change that seal. You need to install it really carefully, genuine, and then the oil won't wash out your bearing and it might last 500,000 Ks because they're expensive. You're looking at nearly $1,000 for the pair and heaps of labour. It's like, let's just round it up and call it it's a $2,000 job. It's a big job. There's a lot of parts. There's a lot of work. It's a day's work for someone by the time they put the car up, pull it all apart, get it apart, pull all the bearings off depending how stuck they are, press the new bearings on, clean it all up before that, put some paint on the back here like we did maybe. Do you want paint or do you just want a rusty old job? Depends what you want, right? And then then they've got to get it all back together and get those bloody shoes back on, mate, a day later, you know what I mean? So it's quite a bit of work. With related stuff, you might change your handbrake shoes, you might change your rotors and your pads, and so it adds to the cost. Get on lsiauto.com.au, discount code 4B4 diesel, and get your LSI horsepower rotors and your genuine pads, cheaper than the dealership for the genuine pads. Why wouldn't you? And take the extra discount, 4B4 diesel. How can you forget that? Anyway, I've waffled a bit in this one, but I've made it clear if I missed anything. The O-ring, 8x1.5. I think they're the same in front. I haven't checked it yet. Who can beat me to it? Let me know in the comments. I've done the rear, I'm happy with that. I'll do the front some other time, bloody, I can't be bothered today. Just thought I'd quickly do this so that I can now order a heap of these little O-rings before this video comes out because everyone will be out of stock again. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next one, see ya. Oh bugger it, I'm not done yet, I've got more info. Okay, so this is the one out of the O-ring kit, too fat, right? That's why that one was tight. This is the original one that was thin, worn down on the outside edges, I believe, from going in and out too much. It looks very thin, don't know really what happened there. And this is the original one that wasn't leaking, so yours could look like that and it's just fine and I'm just making work for nothing. But this is the replacement 8x1.5 that, see how similar it looks, right? So that's what's going in. So I'm gonna have 2 of those in there and we'll risk it for the biscuit. It's gonna get the copperies on there. All right, it's going together now. This is the new one ready to go, what it's going to look like. And the old 2 and the oversized one will go into this bag and I'll ride on the old Prado, whatever, and we'll just keep them for future reference. All right, this can go back in now. Here we go, where's the hole? There it is. Straight cleaning the hole, clean as you can, push it in, just popped in easy. See, it's already in. Make sure that stud's in far enough. Yep, must have gone all the way in, that's why it got tight and decided not to come out. Get the nuts started as far as I can by hand, since I'm on camera and people say, oh, that's no mechanic's hands. Well, that's right, I'm not a mechanic, I'm a vehicle technician and I'm a teacher. Been a teacher for years, all right? Do a bit of work, but you know, I like to keep my doctor's hands. So there's this thing called gloves. You got the heavy duty gloves for the heavy duty work. You got the rubber gloves for just a little bit of dirt and that. And I'm just trying to do it all one-handed, right? So there it is, it's a real thing. Right, now let me just nip that nicely. Beautiful. And plug him back in. Right, just make sure it clicks on. You can just pull it again if you like. Don't pull the wire, don't bend the wire. These bloody little sensors, $400-500 each. So don't break one of them either. You'll be in a world of hurt. Time to grab some from the wreckers if you can get them. But we don't have problems with them, so bada bing, bada boom. Wheel goes back on and we're out of here. Don't forget to click the wheel nuts.